We're going to use the definition of the derivative to differentiate f of x equals to cosine of 10x. Recall that the derivative is defined by the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now, to evaluate this derivative, to find this derivative by using this definition, we're going to need three results. The first result is limit as y approaches 0 of sine of y over y equals 1. This was derived in an earlier video. And result number 2, also derived in an earlier video, limit y approaches 0 cosine of y minus 1 divided by y equals 0. And result number 3 is a trig identity, cosine of a plus b equals cosine of a times cosine of b minus sine of a times sine of b. So with these three results, we can now proceed to find the derivative of cosine of 10x. Step number 1, we're going to compute f of x plus h and simplify it as much as possible. In this case, this is cosine of 10 times x plus h. Of course, you're going to put that in parentheses. This is cosine of 10x plus 10h, and now we can use the trig identity above to express it as cosine of 10x times cosine of 10h minus sine of 10x times sine of 10h. And that's the end of step 1. There's not much we can do here. We can now go on to step number 2. Step 2, in step 2, we're going to take f of x plus h, what we just did in step 1, and subtract f of x. So this is equal to cosine of 10x times cosine of 10h minus sine 10x times sine of 10h, and then minus cosine of 10x. Notice that this term here and this last one both contain cosine of 10x, and that's what we're going to factor. So factoring cosine of 10x, we get cosine 10h minus 1 minus sine 10x times sine of 10h. Again, that's the end of step 2. Step 3, all we're going to do is take what we did in step 2, f of x plus h minus f of x, and divide that by h. So this is cosine of 10x times the quantity cosine of 10h minus 1 minus sine of 10x times sine of 10h, all divided by h. And there's not much we can do here. The derivative will be evaluated once we take the limit, and that's the fourth step. So step 4, we're now ready to find the derivative. F prime of x is equal to the limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, and this is equal to the limit as h approaches 0 of cosine of 10x times cosine 10h minus 1 minus sine of 10x times sine of 10h divided by h. We're going to break this down into the difference of two limits. So the first limit, note that it is h that is going to 0. So the first limit, we're going to take cosine of 10x and move it outside before the limit, since it's not affected by what h does. So this is cosine 10x times limit as h goes to 0 of cosine of 10h minus 1 divided by h, and then minus, again, sine of 10x doesn't have an h, so this is sine of 10x times the limit as h approaches 0, sine of 10h divided by h. Now we need to do one more thing, because we have 10h inside cosine and sine and h in the denominator. We want those to be the same, so we're going to multiply the first limit by the ratio 10 over 10, which is 1, and the second one by 10 over 10 as well. Now the 10's in the numerator can be factored in front of the limit, so this becomes 10 times cosine of 10x times the limit as h approaches 0 of cosine of 10h minus 1 divided by 10h minus 10 times sine of 10x times the limit as h goes to 0 of sine of 10h divided by 10h. Let y equal to 10h. Note that as h approaches 0, y equals 10h is also approaching 0. So let's rewrite these limits using variable y. We have 10 cosine of 10x times the limit y going to 0, cosine of y minus 1 over y, minus 10 times sine 10x times the limit y going to 0, sine of y divided by y. And this right here, this limit is 0, and this limit is 1. So this is equal to 10 cosine 10x times 0 minus 10 sine 10x times 1, and the final answer is minus 10 times the sine of 10x. So let's summarize. If f of x is equal to cosine of 10x, by definition of the derivative, we just found out that f prime of x is equal to minus 10 times the sine of 10x. For more videos, visit www.mathprepvideos.com.